friends and neighbors. I'm a Brit in progress. Welcome to the UK. Hello again.
Hello.
Today, we're going to try not to spend 10 minutes being really angry about America. Instead, we're going to talk about things that I do and don't miss after a year, which may still involve some rage about America.
After the 10 minutes are over, are you then also still going to be raging about America? You're going to go back to it?
I'm pretty sure that's my natural state of being at this point.
Okay.
It's not for what you think. Or maybe it is. Depends. So what do you think? Do likes or don't likes first?
Do likes first.
My dad always told me I should start with positives.
Did he?
No.
Didn't think so. Doesn't sound like something your dad would say.
Okay, so, first up on the things that I really miss about living in the United States is one that I've mentioned before on this channel and other videos, and that's having my own transportation and not having to rely on public transport.
Meep meep.
Indeed, I miss having a car or any kind of motorized transportation of my own. Really, I do. I feel so weirdly naked and exposed and afraid.
I've never had a car, so I don't know how that feels.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
The next thing I miss, this is specifically for my Florida people, and you guys will know what I mean, and Georgia and wherever else they have Publix. I miss pub subs. I miss Publix sandwiches so much. I sometimes get really weird cravings, I'm not gonna lie, like I really do. I never say it out loud, but there are days when I go over to the kitchen and I look at my kitchen and all of its horrible glory and go into the refrigerator and see
No Publix sub.
no Publix sub. And then I want to order one, but I can't because there's no Publix. Publix just makes the nicest sandwiches, like, just ever. You go in, you go up to the counter, you pick what you want, and you can get premium or, like, not premium meats.
No, I know. I that makes sense to me because I remember when we were on, like, when we used to talk on Skype all the time, you frequently going into Publix for sandwiches.
Yes!
So that makes sense to me because you were obsessed with them.
Yeah, so, like, over here, though, they do have the, they have a similar thing. They're not subs, but they have, like, sandwiches that are cut into little triangles in the stores, and there are some good ones of those, but they're not pub subs.
That's just sandwiches.
Yeah.
I love the sandwiches that are cut into little triangles.
There's one particular that I like that comes from M&S. It's called the greatest ham sandwich or something to that general effect.
Yeah, the ultimate ham sandwich.
The ultimate ham. It's really good, but it's not a pub sub. After Publix subs, American beer. Oh my God, do I miss American beer? I miss Magic Hat No. 9. It's my favorite go-to beer in America. I miss it so much. I just can't put into words. Like, American craft beer, I just can't get enough of.
There's another beer you said you missed the other day. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, there's so many. There's
One that was in that
million.
picture.
Yingling.
Yingling. Yeah.
There's so many beers that I miss from the U.S. that it hurts my soul. There are really good beers and stuff over here too, and that's going to be a series, I think, where we're going to do British ale review, which is going to be fun. We'll do I've got a whole plan. It's going to be great. But American beer, I really miss. I also miss drive-through everything. Like, cars are so important to American life that we can do everything from them. It's wonderful. I miss drive-through banks. I miss drive-through liquor stores. I miss drive-through everything. I want everything to be able to be driven through. And I get why it's not a thing here.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
But I miss, not having to, like, being able to just drive through the bank or whatever. Also, I miss some restaurants. This is like an added sort of thing. I miss Checkers fries. I miss Checkers fries so much. I'm gonna do a food video where I try to recreate Checkers fries. That's how much I miss them. I know you can buy them on the internet. You can get, like, in a bag frozen Checkers fries, but I'm gonna see if I can make them on my own.
The only thing I always think about this drive-through thing, it's really handy But isn't it kind of depressing? You mustn't see people for days on end.
No, that's a. As far as I'm concerned,
is that a plus? I mean, but yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a feature.
Surely some other people don't like that. Like that, I personally would find it incredibly depressing.
It's a feature as far as I'm concerned.
That might just be me.
There's a cat on my lap now. Cat tail. Hey, say hello to the internet.
Fuzzy little cat butt.
Say hello to the internet.
She refuses.
She will not say hello to the internet.
Little stubborn little cat.
She is so stubborn. So, and the last thing on the list of things that I definitely miss about the U.S. is how easy it is to go fishing. During the whole lockdown thing, when they said that you could start traveling again for recreation, I was like, I'm gonna get me a fishing pole and a fishing license, and I'm gonna go fishing down at the local lake. That's not a thing you can do here. There's basically no public waterways here. All of the open bodies of water are owned or managed by a company that you have to get a permit for to fish those waters. So you have to have a national fishing license, and then each individual body of water has its own permit that you need to fish there. It's a whole thing. It's really annoying, and I miss being able to just grab my fishing rod and go to the canal down the street and just fish. It's great. I miss it. I miss it so much. So now we're on to the list of things I don't like or don't miss from the U.S. First on that list is police.
I don't know if you should say that on a video, honestly.
I'll bleep it out. I don't miss American cops at all. I didn't miss them before all of the craziness that's been happening the last couple of weeks, and I definitely don't miss them now. Yeah, see, there you go. Although they're much nicer, UK cops.
Have you met UK cops yet?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been arrested, but I've been oh, hi, nice to meet you, a couple of times. At train platforms and stuff.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah,
No, they're generally quite friendly, and as a rule, if you're just a random citizen, they'll just be they'll just help you. So, you can ask them for directions or, advice on places to eat sometimes as well if you're a tourist. So, cops in the UK are much
UK
more,
cops are great.
Chill.
I can't speak enough about this one. I'm going to have to force myself not to talk for 10 more minutes about how upset I am and embarrassed by law enforcement in America. I was before, but it's just come to the forefront of my mind in the last week in a way that it just hasn't before. And I don't know if that's because I live in another country now and I can see more clearly from afar what's going on or whatever it is. God, I don't miss American cops, and it's so depressing.
I don't know, I think distance does make you feel more sort of connective shame to something. Same with me when I moved to Japan and Brexit happened. I felt like it really hit me much harder than if it would have done it if I was actually in the country. Yeah. Also because I had no one to relate to on it as much on a day-to-day basis,
So, do we want to talk about taxes again, or should I try to cut it out from the other?
We'll talk about it again, and then you can choose your best one.
Okay. Next thing I don't miss is paying American taxes. Oh, wait.
Uh-huh.
I still have to do that. I just filed them last week. What a nightmare that was. We're not going to get into it here, but American taxes and dealing with them from outside of the country is a massive pain. And we're going to do another video where I'm going to go over the financial aspects of things, because I found out this week that there are a lot of financial things that are just I can't participate in, or if I did participate in, would potentially have a lot of issues with the IRS over.
And the really crazy thing about the FATCA, the laws for taxes outside the country, is that a general, normal US citizen wouldn't know anything about it, but if you move outside of the country, that's when you learn that basically your rights have been taken away in a lot of ways, It's mad.
Yeah.
It's actually mad.
Next is tipping as an obligation when you go out somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So not having to worry about giving service staff, hospitality staff, money so that they can live is great. Like, everyone here just gets paid a decent wage. I'm not going to say living because I don't actually have that information, but they don't get paid $2 an hour, and if you don't tip them, they go homeless. Like, that's not a thing here.
Yeah, they get paid the same minimum wage as everyone else, basically, in every industry would get.
Tiered minimum wage is a thing I need to do a video about, because that's weird.
Tiered minimum wage?
Yeah.
Yes, because of the ages and stuff. Yeah. Okay.
That's a video. I might get Alistair in on that video.
That's a good idea. I think I like about the tipping system in the UK is, because there's no obligation. But I think people think we don't tip at all in the UK, but we really do. I promise you, we tip. We just tip because we like the food, or we tip because the service was particularly good. But we do tip, okay?
Yeah. Next on the list, health insurance. The NHS is amazing. I haven't had to use it yet, thank God. But not having to worry about insurance coverage, whether it comes from, your work, or in the US, whether it comes from your work or you have it from a private company or wherever it comes from, not having to worry about it over here is wonderful. I mean, you do have to kind of worry about it because it's funded by taxes, but it's part of your taxes. You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to think about it. And the amount that I pay in taxes to the NHS is a fraction of what I was paying for the most ultra basic health insurance in the US. Like, there's no contest. And the level of care is the same or better.
I also think kind of the convenience of it is much easier, because I've heard that in America you have your insurance will only cover specific places and specific doctors, right? So like
some of them, yeah.
Yeah, so certain insurances will only say, oh, you can go to these hospitals, this list of hospitals.
Yeah.
Well, in the UK that's not a thing. You just go to you sign up for a place near you for convenience, obviously, but you can go to any place in the country and they will help you. If you think your appendix is going, then you can basically just go somewhere.
I know what this reference is from.
Yeah, there's no rule on it. Basically, is what I'm saying. You don't have to like go to a specific one because your insurance is covering it. You can just go anywhere, and they will see to you.
Yep. And the last thing that I don't miss is kind of topical right now for the UK because some stuff just came out about this, but. I don't miss how horrible the food and the produce is in the US. So when I lived there, I tried as best I could whenever I could to get the highest quality, like, food and stuff, but, like, the just general base food quality in the US is just god-awful. Like, just with all the things that we inject into our meat products and all the fertilizers and pesticides that get used on the food, that is not a thing here for now. Mm-hmm. And like, I feel healthier even though my eating habits haven't changed a massive amount.
Yeah.
And I do cook at home more and eat at home more. I don't eat it out as much as I did in the US, but even when you eat out here, the food is better. Of a higher standard. Like, I was saying to my dad the other day, we were talking about beef and how in the U.S. there's the grading system, the USDA grading system. They don't have that here because it's just good. Everything is of the highest quality. So. Well,
we won't give it to you if it's not good, basically.
Yeah, and there's what's probably going to happen is. The UK is going to be forced to allow American food products to be shipped over here and not labeled, and with what's going on with Brexit, but we won't get into that.
Well, I don't know if Americans know about this, but we're all absolutely terrified of having to eat your food.
Yeah, I'm terrified of it.
There's literally like reams of headlines about us going, no, don't let the Americans send over their food.
Yeah, it's and I used to be like, oh, whatever, food's food, but no, I understand now. I understand. My eyes have been opened. I have seen the light. Funny. And it's not chlorinated chicken. Because, like, I saw something today that was like, so what we're going to kind of end this on is like, so chlorinating chicken actually isn't that bad. You know, the water that we drink gets treated with chlorine. Like, there's a lot of things that chlorine goes into. It's not really that bad for you. The problem is, why does it need to have that done?
Yeah, no, that is the point. I knew that this was the thing. The reason they're chlorinating it is because it's like, parasitical, and it's got all sorts of horrible, not parasitical. It has parasites, and like it's not good. It's not healthy chicken, and it's because they've been raised in these horrible little coops, and like they're all right next to each other, so they're all diseased, obviously, as you would be if you're raised in coops, like rammed together. So that is why American chickens are chlorinated, because they're worried, because they're trying to like basically burn off all the disease off them. It's madness. Like, ugh, so gross.
So that was 5 things that I do and don't miss about living in the U.S. after a year, which I think was a far better video than me raging about the sort of what's been going on in the U.S.
Yeah.
for 10 or 15 minutes. I will say here at the end of the video, as I said at the end of my last video, that I fully support Black Lives Matter, and what's going on in the U.S. with the protests and what's the show of force by the government and the inflammatory comments are unacceptable, and it needs to stop. I don't condone what police are doing. I don't condone any of the response by any of the politicians, and especially the president. And I've never been so embarrassed to be American. So, Black Lives Matter.
Yep, Black Lives Matter.
Keep up the fight. Don't be distracted by the placations that they're trying to give you. Stay strong, stay firm, keep fighting. And if I were there, I would be right there with you. So, on that note, have a good rest of your day. Like, subscribe, comment.
See you later.
Talk to you another time. Look, it's a cat. Meow.